South Carolina, to me, with 6 million people here, it was just too much good old boy stuff. Behind the General Assembly, there's a lot of, wheeling and dealing, and you can rig things behind the General Assembly. The biggest question is, how can we collectively, not just the General Assembly, every man, woman, and child, every family would have an opportunity. I'll be reaching out to South Carolina, 6 million people, and saying to them, guess what? I love you. You guys are going to be involved in some of the decision making.
And how would the public be involved in this instance that you were describing?
Well, easy. I petition the General Assembly, like a referendum or something. But I think the 6 million people in the state of South Carolina should and they can make certain decisions. So if I'm governor, I'm going to put stuff like abortion out there to be voted on. Things they like to talk about, drugs, gun laws, and that stuff. I'm going to put that out for them to vote on. And also hand down, I don't want to call it a mandate, as far as education, to make a recommendation to the State Department of Education that we should teach our children about life experience and about family planning, and then talk to them about sex education, teach them about drugs, and teach them about guns. This way, our young children, our young men and women wouldn't make as many mistakes. And that'll curb abortion, that'll curb crime, and I think that'll do them a lot of good.
What issues do you feel most strongly about?
In South Carolina?
Yeah.
I feel strongly about, I think education is the key to everything. Violence, safe communities, safe workplace. And another issue is that we see a lot of crime, that police officers with people with mental problems, mental problems. I would create an agency of mental health experts to go out there and take on these people that have these mental problems, rather than a cop going out there and shoot somebody 60 times. That's ridiculous.
What else would you like to see for education? What kind of other changes would you like to implement if you were governor?
Teachers having a problem with retirement right now. And the problem that's taking place is that there's a difference between retirement and pension. The pension money that's taken out of the checks of the, just say state employees, period. Well, we'll stick with school. Supposed to go to a pension asset. And that pension asset pays the teachers their retirement money after they retire. But what's happening is they put the teacher asset money into the stock market. I would stop that. Don't gamble with the teacher's money. I will pay those teachers starting out with $50,000. School bus drivers starting out with the same thing. And other faculty and staff should be respected with their salaries. Under the management we have now, they just don't pay.
What would you like people to know about the Libertarian Party?
Well, the Libertarian Party gave me this opportunity. And the Libertarian Party, they believe we don't want the government to infringe on everybody's personal rights. We just don't, overall, in general, believe in the government being so big. And I just want everybody to know that I can win this governor's race. I have 300,000 followers. I think I have the best ideas and the best interests for the people. And I'm asking for them to vote for me November 8th. Being from South Carolina, I come out of the cornfields of the South and got over $250,000 scholarship to Michigan State University. Went into the NFL, and it's good to lose sometimes. I went back to the locker room and I seen a yellow tag there. saying we don't need you anymore. You know, I had some injuries. You know, I got injuries on this side now. And, you know, and the head coach said, Reeves, we want you to come to the office before you leave the camp. He said, we're going to put you on waivers, but I got another team for you to go to. So you always have to listen. Always understand all of your options. When I was in the NFL, I said, God, why am I, not making these football teams? Why am I not staying on there? I'm running touchdowns. And I'm doing everything. I'm in ballet. You know, a lot of people didn't know football players take ballet. And, God just came to me one day and said, you know what, I want you to be a pastor. He said, I've shown you, I've given you the talent, and I allowed you to play. I was in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Wasn't cut or anything. I mean, it was just so enormous. Maybe I was crazy. I just came back home and, started pastoring and reading, going to seminary school and studying. Anything you do, you're going to have to study. Anything you do, you're going to have to study, and that'll make you a better person. I was a senior pastor. I donated, started community centers and stuff like that, and I volunteered at DJJ for 5 to 6 years.
What's DJJ?
Department of Juvenile Justice. And just to go down to DJJ and work with those children, I had service, like a pastor, and talk to them every Sunday for 5 or 6 years.
What have you learned from working at the Juvenile Detention Center? What has that taught you?
That's a good question. I'm glad you asked that. It taught me that there's a lot of children there that did not have homes to live in. A lot of them were rich, but they were just neglected and not loved. Some of them are just crooked. Can't explain that. But I learned that if you spend time with a child, if you invest in that child, they're going to turn out to be a better person.